I've been in Canada for 14 years.
And I've been in Canada for 5 years.
And we love Canada.
But we still cannot get used to some of the things in this country. They just don't make sense to us.
So in this video, we will share 7 things we still don't get about Canada. Let's go.
I always see lineups at the drive-thru, all while the parking lot is entirely empty and the food joint interior is completely empty as well. Yet, there is a huge lineup of 10, sometimes even more cars waiting in the lineup for drive-thru. How hard can it be to park, get out of the car and walk into the joint and place your order inside? Don't tell me it's faster to wait in the car, because time and time again I was in and out of Tim Hortons within 5 minutes, while the whole huge drive-thru lineup barely moved.
How hard can it be to create a profile when opening an account for an electricity bill, internet, or phone? When you move and you open a new account for utilities, or you switch to a new provider, your first bill will often include an account activation fee. What is it exactly that I pay for when I pay the account activation fees? Is there a person on the other end sitting there carefully filling out all my profile details? Am I gonna get a welcome gift basket from them? Or are they sending someone to my home, like in Europe, to help me set up my cell phone? And if I create my own account online, why do I still have to pay that fee? The service level is low and fees are high in this country.
Everything closes early. Even in the largest city like Toronto, it is frequent to have your fundamental and most basic services closing at 5 p.m. and sometimes even 3 or 4 p.m. How am I supposed to see a doctor or make an appointment at the bank when they close at 5? And most of us peasants work from 9 to 5. Not to mention 24/7 stores or pharmacies. They are pretty much non-existent in Canada. And no, occasional gas stations don't count. They better be open 24/7 so I don't get stuck in the wrong neighborhood overnight. Things get much worse when you move further from core downtown. In the little town where we live now, it is common to see cafes and restaurants to be closed from Monday to Wednesday, and for clinics to have some odd working hours like from 12 to 3 or just from 10 to 12 p.m. It's just a dead town for most of the week. And then we wonder why Canadian productivity is in the dumpster. Same goes for statutory holidays. Don't people need a little time off to specifically do what they can't do during work hours, like go shopping, see a doctor, or run chores and buy groceries for a week? In Canada, it feels like most people just lock themselves at home because everything is closed. I know, we all deserve rest, or at least get extra pay for extra work, and in today's economy, many would work extra. I wish amenities, shops, restaurants, clinics were open during holidays and had more fluid hours, and I bet that will encourage people to go out more, do more, and stimulate the economy better. Just think about it. Holidays is when people's spirits are high and they're ready to treat themselves and spend the money. That's a perfect storm for any business. If you are a business, try being open one holiday and see for yourself. What we appreciate a lot about Canada, and we mentioned in this video why we love Canada, is that outdoors is a big part of leisure here. The issue is everyone goes outdoors since everything is closed in the city. So all national parks, ski resorts and other outdoors are crowded. Maybe they wouldn't be so crowded if there were more things to do here on holidays.
So what comes to your mind when you think about Canada? Huge country, small population, cold climate. Cold climate. Yes, people love talking about cold climate. Many even define Canada as winter for 9 months in a year. Well, let me tell you, for a northern country like Canada, experiencing winter up to 9 months a year, people in this country aren't really well prepared for winter. And I'm not even going to talk about how public transit comes to a halt during every snowfall, or how people suddenly forget how to drive, or how long it takes for the city services to clear the snow from the streets. I do want to talk about a more serious matter which has life-threatening repercussions. When you travel across Canada during winter and you need to rent a car, always make sure you're given a car with winter tires. Because I kid you not, it is optional to have winter tires in Canada except for Quebec. Good job, Quebec. So we traveled to Banff in the last week of November, a couple of years ago, and we were given a car with all-season tires at the Calgary airport. Thank God we noticed that before driving out of the parking lot. We went back to the rental, and to our surprise, we were told,
"Are you sure you want winter tires? They cost extra."
"Well, sir, how much do you think my life is worth?" I shared the story with a colleague at work, and he told me another horrible story of getting into an accident during his business trip because he assumed the rentals had winter tires by default, and he didn't check if the car had winter tires. For some reason, in the country, placing a warning signs on every corner to protect people from their recklessness, there is no mandate to have winter tires on rental cars during winter. Do you know what else you have to pay for extra during this cold winter in Canada?
You pay for coat check in theaters. Imagine a situation where you decide to go to the theater and you dress nicely, but it's cold outside for 6 to 9 months a year, so you put on a winter jacket. You paid over $200 for the ticket. You arrive to the venue and you want to take off your winter jacket, grab a drink, mingle, and go enjoy the show. And when handing over your jacket for coat check, you are asked to pay for it. No, not to tip for it, but there is a flat fee of $5 and a tip on top. And no, it's not included in the price of the ticket, which is not cheap at all. You say no thank you and proceed to your seat. You look around, soaking in a beautiful interior of the theater, but something is slightly off. Oh, it's people around. They're wearing coats and winter jackets or holding them on their lap. Because very little people want to pay for coat check. They rather buy a drink. The devil is in detail, right? If you've been to theaters in Europe, you will notice many small differences like this, and they might leave you baffled and asking, okay, but why? I guess that's one way to contribute to the Canadian economy. Pay for your coat check.
You're in pain. You go to a doctor, and you're told to get some Tylenol and drink water.
Hi, doctor. I have a sensitive stomach. I experience heartburn often. Can you check what's wrong?
Yeah, take this medication, and next time you'll feel well.
For how long should I be taking it?
Until the end of your life.
But what's the reason for the stomachache?
This medication can help with pain. If it doesn't, come back.
True story. Doctors in Canada treat symptoms, but don't always take the time to understand the root cause. With so much stress put on the medical system in Canada, it is so much easier to just throw a bunch of pills on the problem and hope that the person feels better, rather than spend time to understand the person's lifestyle, habits, illness history, and do some tests to make sure that they see the full picture. And before you can see a specialist or do a specialized test, they'll try all types of tests and meds before sending you to a specialist, because there's barely one specialist per 1,000 people in Canada. And that can be any specialist, not necessarily the specialist you need. I've personally found talking to a naturopath more insightful than a medical doctor. Naturopaths are healthcare providers who use natural therapies to support and stimulate healing. They undergo medical education and licensing as well, but the thing is that their services are normally provided outside the publicly funded healthcare system, though they are covered in private insurance. They do take more time to get to know you, investigate what's happening and why, and they give you specific recommendations on what to do. And no, this is not a promo for naturopathic doctors. I'm just sharing my personal experience.
Oh, my favorite. Quality of construction. If you're from Europe, Latin America, or even Middle East, and you move to Canada, there will be a moment in your life when you ask, why are all houses made of carton? You think this is a brick house? No, it's wooden. You think this is a stone column? No, it's wooden inside. I don't get it. If Canadian climate is so cold, why not build a brick house with nice thick walls? It will not only last for centuries, but it will keep the warmth at home for much longer, helping reduce heating and electricity bills. But hey, Canada is an energy economy and you need people to buy energy, I guess. I get it. Costs are a factor too. Higher quality materials are more expensive and good quality builds take longer. It's cheaper and faster to build a home that someone else will have to rebuild in 10 years from now. That's gonna be someone else's problem. And then you're the one who buys the house, you move in and you want to do some renovations. You find a contractor and you tell them about the scope of work. And the first thing they ask you is, How long are you planning to live in this house? Well, why are you asking? Does it mean that the quality of your renovation depends on how long I live in this house? What else do you not get about Canada? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. We hope this video brought you some good laughs and inspired you to share some stories. If you enjoyed the video, just click the like button below and subscribe to our channel for more useful content. If you would like to support the work that we do, you can join our membership or join our Patreon. You will find the links in the description box below.